Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and everyone is in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister, Denise Renee Muhammad, and our brother Sean Ali. We're coming on for another edition of our Health and Wellness Power Hour. Health and Wellness Power Hour. And our topic today is the science of happiness. Is there really a science to happiness? Can we just be happy? Brother
Ain't that something?
Sean. Yes, sir. Assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. All is well. All is well. Can't complain.
That's right.
Trying to practice this. I'm trying to apply this science of happiness. Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir. All right. Well, as you all come in, go ahead and share the video for us. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. So, yes, Brother Sean, let's talk about the science of happiness. It's like
yeah.
just don't worry, be happy.
Mm.
Being it
And yeah,
is. Can we do that?
being it is. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it really is that simple. I mean, when the science part would be looking at the anatomy that it comes from,
Right.
because it's electrical and chemical. I mean, happiness, anything that we do has real or physical responses, electrical
Right.
from our nervous system and chemical from our hormones or our endocrine system. So, that would be the science part. But, happiness is a real thing. It's not just a state of mind, and when we're looking at that, we have a built-in mood enhancer. So no matter what we go through, we got a part of our brain that automatically will change our mood from a harmful or a negative or a low one to a positive, peaceful, happy one. Right?
Right.
That serotonin, that's what it's called. The
Yes.
chemical component of that is would be called the serotonin. So when
Right.
we're looking at that science of happiness, that serotonin would be the hormone that allows you to achieve happiness. And without it, you find yourself unable to be happy chemically. Like
Right.
you physically can't be happy because you physically aren't releasing the hormones, right? And to be circulated throughout your blood, right?
Right.
And the hormones come from the brain. Serotonin comes from the brainstem. There's a group of material on the brainstem called the raphe nuclei. And this is where serotonin primarily comes from on that part of the brainstem. And it would be about right here. No, right here. I'm sorry. Excuse me. That raphe nuclei would be right here. When that part of the brainstem is activated or innervated, it causes the release of serotonin.
Right.
Right? So, yeah. Now, how do you get there? How do you release? How do you cause your body to not just produce serotonin, but to release serotonin? And that's where we want to innervate this raphe nuclei. And that's you're dealing with from a physical way, natural or sunlight. When our eyes, if you look out and they one of the best ways they tell you to enhance your mood, go outside in the sunlight, right? Go outside in that natural light, it hits our brain and it activates that raphe nuclei, causing it to release serotonin. That's why when you go outside on a beautiful day, you're like, wow, just that brightness, just that scenery of you, like, man, right? So another way, let's say you're trapped and you can't get outside to natural sunlight, right? One way that you can easily do it. Smile, man, right? It's the smile. When we look at this, because this is when the muscles don't move. So if you just relax your face right now, it's not frowning or smiling, right? To frown, you gotta send that electrical impulse to those muscles to make them frown. Just like if you go and you smile, right? You gotta see, that's electricity right there. Move, because those muscles don't move unless they have an electrical spark. It's called the action potential. That's what causes those muscles to contract, giving you your smile. When we do the smile, the frequency and the electrical input, it hits that part of the brain that causes us to release serotonin, right? Listen, so in Sister Denise, she has an awesome way for us to release serotonin, a third way. So if you don't have access to natural light, let's say you can smile, but you don't feel like smiling. I feel, you know what I mean? Like, man, I ain't trying to hear that smiling stuff right now. You know what I mean? Sister Denise has something that can help us in a matter of seconds, right? Come on, sis. I can't hear you. No. No. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. I don't know if the audience can hear you, but I can't hear you. No, I still can't. Okay, while Sister Denise is going to get herself straight, she's going to come back. When she comes back in, she's going to provide a third easy way for us to immediately put ourselves in that position where we can cause our body to release serotonin, the natural mood enhancer, right? This is so no matter what type of mood that we can be encountering, no matter what we can be going through, we have a built-in mechanism for us to instantly change it from a potentially negative to one of a potentially positive, empowering, right? So this means that no matter what we can go through, no matter what we will go through, because in life we're going to go through many, many, many things. And we can't always control when something is going to happen, where it's going to happen, or what will happen. But what we can control is myself. I can control how I go through something. So no matter what is in front of me, right? And I'm basing this on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad telling us two things. Our brains are created to think right.
That's right.
And to settle on the best part. So if we take those two things, my brain is created to think right and to settle on the best part. So no matter what I'm looking at, no matter what I'm hearing, no matter what I'm feeling, going through, ready to encounter, if I pick the right words, if I settle on the best part of the vocabulary, see, if I settle on the best part of my emotions, because we got different emotions. You got anger, sadness, happiness, right?
Right.
Love.
You got different types of words that go with these. So if I choose how my brain thinks, yes, it can come up with different thoughts, but I control the thought process. I control the thought selection. How do I do that? With my words.
Right.
You see?
Can
So,
you
Sister Denise, now that you're back, I was just saying that until you came back to give
okay?
us the, go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Praise be to Allah. Yes. So the other way is through aromatherapy. And one of the oils that actually stimulates the release of serotonin is bergamot. Bergamot essential oil. It's a citrus oil and it's very uplifting. It's a natural antidepressant, anxiety reliever. So that's one of the oils that helps to do that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
just inhale it within 22 seconds. It goes
Yes.
to that limbic system of your brain and it stimulates the release of serotonin.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I gotta be transparent. I'm practicing this right now. Listen,
Right.
while we was leading up to come on live, I had a little incident with my son, right? And while I was waiting on him to return so I could address it, my mind is going through all kind of scenarios, right? I'm picturing me arguing with him getting smart with me, and I had to say, hold up, man. Yes, I can come up with all kind of thoughts, but hold up. My brain is created to think right. Let me settle on the best part. So I smiled,
Right.
went outside, and I changed because from inside where it's no natural light. And I went outside and I smiled and I'm breathing, right? And I'm changing my words so I can change my electricity and my chemical. So while that serotonin is being released, it changes my mood a lot. What aromatherapy does, it
Right.
allows you to have that clear mind, to rise above emotions and to think. Right. You
That's right.
can't think when you're angry, but you can think when you're happy.
Right.
See, when you're angry, you're in fight or flight. You're reacting. You're not thinking. When you're happy, your heart isn't beating as fast. Your blood pressure isn't as high.
Right.
So, right. You're satisfied. You're in rest and
I
digest.
just come on.
And
That's
this,
right.
this is where, while we're doing this show, because we're in this time, pre-pandemic, during the pandemic, now that we kind of sort of at the end, it's always been stress. It's always been fear. We talking about famine coming, food shortages.
Right.
These create mental and emotional imbalances and stress.
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't know how to pull ourselves from that, your heart going up, your blood pressure, you will drive
Right.
yourself crazy.
Crazy.
That's your pre-existing condition. That's that comorbidity that makes the body so weak that a little microscopic virus can kill you.
Right.
That's what, you know what I mean? So you said bergamot?
Yes. And
Now,
pretty much, yes,
okay.
all of the most of the citrus oils like orange, that's another one that helps to release that serotonin. Very uplifting, refreshing, another natural antidepressant and anxiety reliever.
Got you. That bergamot. Can you see this, sis?
Yes.
This is the central nervous system, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
got your brain and your spinal column, right? So if we know that we have words is what is used to create the thoughts, right? So, and from the thoughts, we have the emotions. This is usually how it works, because that's the first thing we use. We are taught when we come out of the womb, how to use words to express ourselves, to say this, to say that, how to say the word, right? Different emotions, right? So because this is the formation of our thoughts. When a person runs out of words, that's when you have fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Right. AKA a fight.
Fight.
Right? Because they ran out of words. So when this emotion kicks in, they're going to be in fight or flight. Because they have hit their thought process. So now the thought process that's a long process. The emotional process is quick. It's within seconds. So once we hit that wall here, this triggers fight or flight. So you have a person that's ready to fight, ready to boom, because I've reached my limit of expression.
Right.
When we reverse engineer that, because we want to be happy. Right? So if this is where it's at, so what would be the key for me to learn happy words? Get a thesaurus where you got antonyms and you got synonyms, right? You got similar words and opposite words.
Right.
So you get a chance to learn all of the similar words for hate, envy, jealousy, depression, right? Not so you can use them, so that you could, man, you know what? These are the low negative energy words. If I don't know the words, I could be using them and putting myself in this position because I don't know the word.
Right.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan just taught us that words matter. So when you put that, words matter, the brain is created to think right. Settle on the best part. So words matter. The brain is created to think right. Settle on the best part. That's that 1, 2, 3. So if I learn all of the happy words, all of the how powerful words, in the Nation of Islam, we are taught that the average man speaks 400 words considered well.
Right.
That's not a lot.
No, it's not.
That it's more than 400 words in this book. So if I only know 400, my emotional range will be stuck in fight or flight.
Right.
When we are here, when you are here, right? This is 2 to 3 minutes. Your thought process is about 2 to 3 minutes. This is instant, because fight or flight is designed to keep us healthy and safe. So if you see something, if your body sees something, hears something, feels something that's dangerous, the autonomic nervous system takes over, because this takes if you taking that 2 to 3 minutes to think about it, it might kill you within that, right? So you hear gunshots, the body runs. Like you're not gonna, your body isn't gonna let you sit there and think about
and figure it out, right?
So if by us understanding this, we can control it. This is the science part. See, because science means to know.
Right.
So because we want to avoid the fisticuffs and the fight, right?
Right.
So this is 2 to 3 minutes. This is instantaneous. How do I save myself? Because once I'm here, I want to stop it and give my body enough time for the brain to kick in, right? Mm-hmm. So, Sister Denise,
Yes.
I'm huffing and puffing. Man, the mother, man. I done ran out of words. I'm ready to kill something, man.
Like that's when you want to have one of my inhalers on hand. Aromatherapy on the go. And take it out and take some deep breaths. Get yourself together.
Woosah.
Inhale, right? Woosah. You want to have that combination of citrus oils and yeah, rise above that emotion.
See, when you are here, it's not a lot of things that can break you out of that because it takes minutes. So by the time fight or flight kicks in, and this is where we get stuck at. Like, and it can become addicting because this is not a weak state. This is fight or flight. That's aggression. That's power and strength. You see, so it's right. The Credible Hulk, he was a peaceful dude until you got him angry and that cortisol and adrenaline kicked in. And
Right?
he said, "You won't like me when I'm angry." Not because in this state, you are not thinking. So this means your autonomic nervous system will make you do whatever it needs to do to keep you safe. Fighting your spouse, fighting your kids, fighting your parents, fighting authority, fighting them, saying no, putting yourself in a position where even though you might be physically safe, but you financially messed up, you emotionally messed up, you academically messed up because you are stuck in fight or flight.
Right.
And that keeps you, it's minimal movement because the body is deciding whether it's got to fight or run. That's it. That's it. And if you see yourself always in a situation of why me? Why am I always fighting? Why are you always fighting me? Why am I always running? Why am I see, this is right here. It's not you, but this is the reactions that's built in the body. How do we switch it off? Let me learn happy words while I'm studying. Sister Denise, I haven't learned all of the happy words yet. So I need an outside influence. show them the thing. What you got? Show. Look, see, look. Right.
Either the bottle or the inhaler. Either one. Take that inhaler.
You don't need the drink. You don't need the cigarette. You don't need the THC. You don't need whatever the pill, the syrup, whatever it is that helps you to break this. And then once you hit it, you're like, man, I feel better. Now you can think. See, that aromatherapy, see, that olfactory bulb is right there. Look how thin that section is of the brain. It's olfactory bulbs that line right here that extend into the nasal cavity. So when you inhale something, it automatically pulls it up and into the brain. The aromatherapy, the molecule, they pass right through the blood-brain barrier and directly impact the brain.
Right.
How long does it take, sis?
22 seconds.
Come on, man. And you stop yourself. Here, you stop this. And you allow this to continue while you are practicing. This is what you do when you're, because it's training. It's learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Practice makes perfect. Muscle memory. Once I learned how to keep smiling all day, I forgot how to frown. It's like, because I don't care what I'm going through, I'm going to smile through it.
Right.
When I practice fighting, I don't sit there. I practice smiling. Mm. You know? And that's because, so when I'm in that situation, my body will instinctively do what I practice. That's why we practice it. So when it comes time for the eventual action, the test, muscle memory is going to take over. So I've trained myself no matter what. That doesn't mean I'm not going through it.
Right.
But if it doesn't kill you, what is it supposed to do? How the saying go? If it don't kill you, what?
Make you stronger.
Okay. So no matter what I go through, if it's not killing me, it's supposed to make me stronger. How do I become stronger? Through a stressful, damaging, traumatic incident. I control my words. I control my words. Then I control my thoughts, which gives me command over my emotions. Man.
Powerful.
The science of happiness. So no matter what, you're going to be happy, man. Let's hit that. And you ain't going, it ain't going to stop your bills. So listen, I ain't talking no magical stuff. It ain't going to stop whatever you owe, whatever you need to do, whatever you want to collect. But you won't stress yourself out.
Right.
So once you get
manage it,
when you get done, you won't have 5 more gray hairs. Because if y'all talk to my mother, she got a head full of gray hairs, and she'll be like, he gave me these.
Sound like what I tell my children.
I was that child. According to her, I was that child. Right? So, and she was like, me, I'm like, well, if you were stressed out going through what I was going through, how do you think I feel like? But you know what I mean? Like, I went through whatever it is you was watching me go through. And see that reaction, we can control. We don't have to be destroyed internally going through something. Because usually it's not the outside that's damaged, it's the inside. You know what I mean? My heart and my mind. Right. So we want to, and we can't live that long like that. It's impossible. You dying at 50, 60. No, we here to break that, huh? And then the book, since you got your book with you?
I don't have it with me, but I have it. Yeah, let me pull it up.
Well, you can pick it, but all of them really.
Yeah, all of them.
Right.
Yeah, my latest book, Healing with Sister Denise. I'll bring that one up. Right. And it gives you, it goes into what aromatherapy is, essential oils and different ones that you can blend together. If you are a DIY person, you like to do things yourself, it gives you recipes for anxiety, depression, stress, energy. And this one is available on Amazon. I'll drop the link in the comments. But yes, it gives you different ways to use and how to properly and safely use the essential oils to help with whatever you're dealing with.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And that's your word. That helps you because it's words you got to read. So you're going to learn the different ways that different things can help you to gain your control of yourself. Because that's what we're talking about. Depression, that's a word. You got to have those words that form the thoughts that create that emotion of depression.
Right.
It ain't just you don't come out of the womb. Babies come out smiling. I mean, they make them cry. The doctors make them, but after that doctor makes you cry, and you get on your mama, you happy as a thing. You don't come out depressed. You don't come out sad and angry and all of that. So this is what it's easy to develop it in life. Because you hear this saying that life is hard and this and that and all of these things that we are bombarded with, with these visions, these stimulations, this traumatic TV shows, Real Housewives, like everything is almost designed to keep you in fight or flight.
Right.
Angry words, sad words, depressed, fighting words. Like if you eat on that long enough, you are what
you're gonna be. That's right. That was perfect. You are what you eat.
Yeah. And more
more than just putting what you put in your mouth, what you listen to, what you see, the environment you're around, all of it plays a part.
Yep. This is look, when you hit that, because that's the central nervous system. So that's what the thoughts hit. This is the endocrine system. So you got your thoughts hit your central nervous system, and that message is spread. And you physically are moved. Because that's what causes muscle movements.
Right.
Is the electrical impulse. So now when this hits the endocrine system, now you have the chemicals, the hormones being pumped through your blood to keep you in that position. So the longer you have this being pumped, the longer it's going to be in your bloodstream, the longer you are going to be in that position, because the electricity, it stops like that. But the hormones, they have to go to their target, do their job, and then be flushed out. That's like eating.
Right.
You have physically turned yourself into that. So if we have a bunch of happy words, loving words, peaceful words, happiness, God, tranquility, heaven, right? All of that. So you will look at the hormones that your endocrine system will be pumping through your bloodstream. Man, what? This is how they made us, but this is how they made us into the niggas. This is how they broke these strong black men and women that were kings and queens and soldiers and Zulu warriors. How did they break us? They didn't just kill us. They used the brain. They used the emotional system to teach us how to be something different. And the longer we studied and stayed in those words, we kept producing the hormones that kept us physically. Fear pumping through every heartbeat is pumping the hormone fear through your body. Every heartbeat pumping anger and depression. We gotta change that narrative.
That's right.
But we gotta practice it individually. Same way we were proud of being the angry black woman and the angry black man. See, we gotta change that, because I can listen. You're not no sucker because you smile. I would dare somebody to run up on your brother Sean Ali while he's smiling, man. I swear, listen to me. Man, I got a terrible mean mug. I was out there in the streets. But the power I get from being happy. Ooh-wee.
Right.
What? Man, so and I mean, that's the purpose of the show, is because I'm being an example of myself. I don't mind.
Yes.
Because I know where I got myself at now. And I don't mind turning around and saying, hey, if this worked for me,
right.
You can ask 10 years ago, if you'd have asked anybody, they wouldn't have called me Brother Sean. They would have been like, that nigga is crazy. He's a maniac. He's controlling. He's all of those
Negative words. Right.
So and this
Right.
is where I had to learn this. Once I learned this is psychology. This ain't something I'm making out of. You know what I mean? So me and Sister Denise, we're using the science that we study to say, man, hold up, it's solutions in it.
Right.
Yo, Sister Denise got to
Yes.
inhale. All you got to do is hold it to your nose for a couple seconds.
That's
It
right.
works in 22 seconds, but you only got to use it for 1 second.
Right. Inhale and exhale. That's right.
Man, 1 drop.
One.
These are per drop dosages. It ain't like I
Right.
know some of
You
y'all
don't
get it.
need
And be like, shit.
No. And you're like, why are those bottles so small? Because you only need a drop. You don't need to bathe yourself in it
Right,
like lotion.
right, right. It's
Oh,
power per drop, right? And if
yes.
we use this is the only outside source we're bringing to you. We're not bringing you no food. We're not bringing you no water. We want to show you us how to use ourself to control ourselves. This is
Right.
outside of the words that you're going to study. This is all you. So when you get from here to here, you don't want to put something in your stomach. You don't want to have to pop no pills. You don't want to have to keep taking herbs and medicines because now you're going to become dependent because they're going to wear off. And when they wear off, you're going to be back where you were at. So we want to have permanent, not just temporary.
Right.
So when we're looking at aromatherapy, essential oils, it's not addictive. It is because you will always love those smells and love that feeling, but there's no addictive qualities to it like some herbs and foods and things can become.
Right. Exactly.
And if you're going to become addictive to an action, what would you rather do? Become addicted to smelling or become addicted to eating?
Exactly.
Because you can eat chocolate, you can eat your favorite food, and because it's your favorite food, it will put you in a happy mood. Man, like you eat food, but once it wears off, you're going to be feeling just as bad and eat sometimes even worse because you probably ate something that wasn't good for you.
Exactly. Overindulgence. That's actually a sin.
The aromatherapy helps you break that too. Listen, come on, man.
Right.
Man. You can't. If the only way makes you happy is through your mouth, your sense of taste, and you got 4 other senses. Man, look, aromatherapy will help you break that addiction to your favorite food.
Yeah, that peppermint oil.
Uh-oh.
That black pepper essential oil help, and that one actually is good for if you're trying to get over nicotine, break that addiction. It helps. Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you smell black pepper, you ain't gonna want nothing.
For real.
That's right. You gonna be like, it ain't a nasty, but I mean, if you smell pepper in your house, you know pepper is
right.
It's not an unpleasant scent, but it's a scent. It's that's yours. So you gonna have, you're not gonna want to do none of that. Eat your ice cream, eat your chips, smoke your cigarette, none of drink it. It's gonna yes, ma'am. Yeah. Ain't that something?
That is.
And this is why we like doing this, because this is both our areas. And when they get a chance to complement each other, you know what I mean? Like, because this is what I do and study, and this is what sisters, and they cross because in the aromatherapy, you're dealing with neuroscience, you're dealing with the brain.
Right. Physiology, the
Yes,
anatomy. I had to
yes,
study all of that when I was studying aromatherapy. How the chemical constituents interact with your body, your nervous system. Yeah,
exactly.
it's
And
powerful.
that's what we talking about. It's in that's the body itself. So if we learn how to control the nervous system, that the, before we close out, because listen, we going they y'all not gonna say y'all didn't learn today. Right
Right.
here is your hypothalamus, and then you got your pituitary gland. So that piece of tissue right there is your hypothalamus, that's your pituitary gland. Your hypothalamus is where your thoughts are processed, and it lets your pituitary gland know what hormones to release. The hypothalamus, with those words, those thoughts, it translates to the pituitary gland which hormones to be caused to be released throughout your body. Serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin, all of these, adrenaline. These are the master glands.
Right.
But when we are looking at how this works, man, it's right here in the brain. So right here, I increased that words matter. I'm studying specifically high powered words because you
Right.
got brain elasticity, right? And this is where the brain is like a rubber band. Every time you read, do, see, hear, eat something, it stretches the brain, right? And like a rubber band, it goes back after the event. The more you stretch it, it loses its elasticity, just like a rubber band. So
Wow.
we want to be careful. This is why learning new things can become hard to some people, because we've worn out our brain elasticity, filling it up with bull crap. Cartoons, all of these songs we can recite, all
Yeah.
of these movies. See, that's wearing
Games,
out that brain.
GTA.
See, hours upon hours of endless doing nothing. So we want that's learned behavior.
Right.
Boom. Okay, you sitting there at the game, but you want to get up. You become addicted. That black pepper. Listen, you get that black pepper oil, man. And you sitting there and you give it to somebody. Look, if I'm on the game too long, come and wave that boom. And it will help you break that addiction. That's powerful, man. I mean,
That is.
better get in touch with your sister Denise.
That's
And
right. Trying to tell you.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Those essential oils are powerful.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Well, I mean, if we don't have any questions or anything, that would be a good way for us to.
To close it out.
Yes, ma'am. And
Yes, sir. I don't see any questions today. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in, Sister Akila, Sister Christine, and others. Thank you all for tuning in. We
yes.
greatly appreciate you. And if you need
Smile,
help, right?
smile, smile,
Wow.
smile, smile, man. I don't care what no. Listen, your smile only has to be beautiful to you. That's it. Because you are going to get the serotonin. You are going to get the dopamine and the oxytocin and the good adrenaline.
Right.
So empower. It don't matter if the world say, man, you silly, stop that silly grin. Man, smile your
Right.
way
What you
into your
smiling?
man. Just smile.
Like,
Yep.
I'm happy.
Just smile.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. And those that watch this on the replay, we appreciate you as well. You all take care and enjoy the rest of your evening. Peace and blessings to you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Yes, sir.